What's Kobe Altman doing today? Cleveland.
I don't know. I mean, he's in a tough spot. There's not a lot Cleveland can do, and they may have to start looking at, what teams like Philadelphia have done, teams like New York is currently doing, even Brooklyn, waiting out these bad contracts, being a bad basketball team, and hoping that you land on some of these draft picks. I mean, it starts with Colin Sexton. I wasn't a huge fan of that pick, mostly because I thought more teams should have taken a flyer on Michael Porter Jr., but you hope that he can turn into a starting point guard in this league, and you hope in the years to come some of these draft picks that you're bound to get are going to be effective. But honestly, Rich, there's not a lot he can do to make this team better. Right now, they're in that worst possible position where they're not bad enough yet to bottom out, and they're certainly not good enough to be any kind of threat, maybe even to make the playoffs.
So I guess when it all comes down to it, Danny Ainge is popping champagne corks today that LeBron's out, and it's basically him and Philly, and let's see if Washington can improve. Obviously, Toronto loves the fact that LeBron's no longer in the conference. I mean, how does that stand, the Eastern Conference right now, do you think?
Yeah, there's now I think, a significant gap between Boston and everybody else. I mean, Philadelphia is good, but Boston beat them in 5 games, and they did it without Kyrie or Gordon Hayward. And Philadelphia, they just lost 2 key players for them in the second half of the season. That was Ilyasova and Bellinelli. Now, they brought J.J. Redick back, and that's huge. Maybe they can figure out Markelle Fultz to work out next season. But, I don't know if they take too big a step forward. Milwaukee, I love the Budenholzer hire, but they're not on Boston's level. Boston is by far and away, I think, the front runner to win the Eastern Conference. But, and I reported this a few weeks back, there's not going to be any overt celebrations in Boston until Kyrie Irving commits to that team long term. And that still remains a question mark.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.